day I met Messi. I have always believed that life is stitched together by accidents, tiny collisions of chance that somehow alter the course of everything that follows. Some people call them coincidences, others call them fate. I was only 12 years old when one such accident happened to me, and it came in the form of Lionel Messi. Yes, that Messi. The man whose name was whispered like a prayer in every playground, whose left foot seemed to carry the weight of entire nations, and whose highlights I had watched so many times that the YouTube algorithm thought I was a football scout. But let me start at the beginning. A trip to Barcelona. My father had promised me a trip to Barcelona if I passed my exams with good grades. I studied harder than I ever had in my life, not because I loved math or history, but because the thought of seeing Camp Nou, the cathedral of football, was enough to make me memorize the entire periodic table if necessary. When the day finally came, I was a bundle of nerves and excitement. Barcelona smelled of the sea and roasted chestnuts, and the streets hummed with music and chatter. I remember clutching my father's hand as we walked down La Rambla, my eyes darting from one souvenir shop to another, each one filled with Messi jerseys in every possible color. I didn't know then that I was about to meet the man himself. It happened on a quiet side street near the stadium. My father had stopped to buy water. That's when I saw him. A short man in a simple hoodie, walking with his head slightly down, as if trying to avoid attention. But there was no mistaking that face, my heart pounding so loudly I was sure he could hear it. "Messi?" I whispered, though it came out more like a squeak. He looked up. His expression was calm. "Hola," he said softly. I must have looked ridiculous, standing there with my mouth open like a fish. My brain screamed at me to say something intelligent, but all I managed was, You're Messi." He chuckled. "So they tell me." What happened next still feels like a dream. Perhaps he saw the awe in my eyes, or perhaps he simply felt generous that day. Whatever the reason, he asked me a question that would change everything. "Do you want to see the stadium?" I blinked. "Camp Nou?" He nodded. I nearly fainted. Walking into Camp Nou with Messi by my side felt like sneaking into heaven with an angel as your guide. The stadium was empty, silent, and yet it pulsed with invisible energy. I had seen it on TV countless times, filled with roaring fans, but standing there in the quiet was something else entirely. I tried to imagine 90,000 people chanting his name, and I shivered. He led me into the locker room, a place I'd only ever seen in documentaries. The air smelled faintly of grass and sweat, and the walls were lined with lockers bearing the names of legends. "This is where we prepare," Messi explained. I laughed nervously. "Do you ever get scared before a match?" He thought for a moment. "Not scared. Nervous, yes. But nerves are good. They remind you that it matters." I nodded, trying to memorize every word. Then came the moment I will never forget. He led me out onto the training pitch. He placed a ball on the ground and turned to me with a smile. "Do you want to learn how to take a free kick?" I nearly exploded with joy. He showed me how to place the ball, how to take a few steps back, how to angle my body. His instructions were simple, but every detail mattered. "Don't think too much," he said. "Feel it." I struck the ball cleanly, and it curved beautifully into the top corner. Messi clapped softly. "See? The ball listens." Eventually, my father appeared. When he saw who I was with, his jaw nearly hit the ground. Messi stood, shook his hand politely, and then turned back to me. "Keep playing," he said, "and remember football is joy." And just like that, he was gone, disappearing down the tunnel as quietly as he had appeared. I am older now, but that day remains etched in my memory like a sacred text. I don't know if Messi remembers me, probably not. For him, it was just a small act of kindness. But for me, it was everything. Whenever I step onto a pitch, I hear his words, "The ball listens when you trust your foot." And sometimes, when I close my eyes, I can still see the empty Camp Nou, hear the echo of my laughter, and feel the warmth of a man who carried greatness with the humility of a neighbor.